Hi everybody! Welcome to week 7 of our English 1010 online course. This week we are really pushing toward the finish line to get our Project 3 analysis papers drafted and peer reviewed and ready to turn in by Sunday night, midnight. So in this video I'm going to talk quickly through our week's activities. Definitely going to give you your chat check-ins number 7 prompt. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, guys, we are charging towards the finish line on this whole semester. And last but not least, I'll talk a little bit about the analysis paper itself, but I won't go into too much detail because I want to save most of my thinking for when I go through the analysis example that I'm going to show you guys later this week. All right, so I'm going to switch it over to our shared view and we'll get right to it. Okay, so here we are in our weekly overview. First up is to watch your week 7 instructor video, which you're already doing. High five for you. And we need to be reviewing the texts that we've looked at so far. Remember that you have 2 texts that you're working with. Keeping Close to Home by Bell Hooks is the main text that you're analyzing, but you're also using one of the texts that I have linked within our main assignment. I'll go back and show you that in a second just to remind you where that is. Hopefully everybody knows. I'm hoping that you guys can get to your rough drafts and your chat. Well, that's not check-in 6, it's check-in 7. I'm all discombobulated here. I'm hoping that you can get to that early in the week because I want you to be able to do revisions after you watch the analysis example walkthrough, after you do peer review with each other. I want you to be able to have lots of time to revise. And when you do Project Builder number 7, you'll be also continuing to work on revising your own paper. So you'll be doing a reverse outline of your own paper. This should help you get to the bottom of any organizational issues or flow issues that you're having in your analysis paper. And please remember, the final draft is due this Sunday night by midnight. So no one should be panicking because we have had 2 weeks to really get to know these texts that we're working with. We've had 2 weeks to think about our analysis and do some preparatory assignments. And this week we have drafting time. Some of you have already started drafting, which is amazing. But if you haven't started yet, today's your day. Get going on it so that you can really feel confident in putting this analysis essay together. And just to kind of show you, I haven't linked the analysis mini lesson in here yet, but it will be here soon. There's an awesome video that gives a ton of really cool proofreading tips from a grad student in England, and it's just delightful. Your grammar vid this week is on transition sentences, so check that out, especially if you feel like you have issues with choppy writing. And just a fun little carpool karaoke as your little vid this week. Just a note that I will have office hours on Thursday from 2 to 3. And if you need any other times available, feel free to contact me. I've already had a couple of one-on-one conferences with folks who emailed me and said, hey, can we just meet just one-on-one? And yeah, absolutely. So keep all of that stuff in mind. As I pull to our home page, I'm going to give you the chat check-in number 7 prompt. So the chat check-in 7 prompt has to do with hooks. As I'm opening up this assignment description, we're doing an analysis on Bell Hooks's essay, Keeping Close to Home, Class and Education. And several of you have commented to me how you feel that this is a really relatable piece. And I agree. I've thought about it often in my journey, both as a student and as an instructor. So your chat check-in number 7 prompt is, how are you going to keep close to home this fall? Now, this could be kind of an easy softball answer because a lot of us are staying home because of the coronavirus pandemic that's going on. But in terms of your relationships, right? Bell Hooks talks a lot about intentionally working on maintaining her relationships. How are you going to do that at home, and how are you going to work to maintain that at school? She was on campus away from her family, so she didn't have this problem. It's almost going to be reverse for us in the fall. We're all going to have to work really hard to maintain our academic relationships while having an easier time maintaining our home relationships, probably. So what are you going to do? How are you going to keep your relationships going or build new relationships at school? That's your Chat Check-In 7 prompt. All right, last thing I want to talk about is I'm in the Project 3 assignment description and I'm scrolling down because in this analysis, I'm asking you to make two types of connections. Text to world. I don't know why I pointed to myself. Text to world. There we go. In that you're connecting Hooks' argument to a theoretical framework, language, theory, or her role as an educator and a student. But I'm also asking you to make text to text connections. So this is very much the same as when I was asking you to use Villanueva to help you respond to Rodriguez. There are 5 possible articles here that you could use to help you make text-to-text connections. There's more. You can choose any of the other ones that we studied this semester, right? You could connect Rodriguez to Hooks. You could connect Villanueva to Hooks. You could connect the piece from our first essay, our summary essay, your ability to can even. You could connect any of the materials that we've looked at and talked about to Hooks, but you do need to use that text-to-text connection. Later this week, when you're watching the analysis mini lesson video, keep your eyes peeled for how text-to-text connections work within the structure of an analysis, connecting one single text to a world situation. More on that later. All right, I think that's it for right now. I'm going to pull back to our full view and we'll close out this video. Okay, I think that about does it for this week's video. If you have any questions about the analysis paper as we move forward, do not hesitate to email me, set up a Zoom meeting with me, talk to your tutors. All of us are here to help you and support you as you finish out this last big project. We still have one more project that's going to take us through week 8, but it's going to be hopefully a little bit more of a review and synthesis project. This analysis project is a real big ask, and it's going to set you up really well for English 1020 when you guys get there in the fall. All right, before I blather on about other English classes and all the exciting things that you could be writing next semester, let's finish this semester, shall we? Have a great rest of your week. Happy drafting, happy revising, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.